Welcome to Vegas, baby, setting the stage. The Las Vegas Strip, a dazzling spectacle of lights and luxury. Millions flock here for high-stakes gambling and world-class entertainment. Behind the glamour, casinos are fortresses of data with state-of-the-art security. Amidst the flashing lights, the casino's newest addition shimmered, a high-tech aquarium. This smart aquarium, with internet-connected sensors, ensured optimal conditions for marine life. The decision to connect it to the internet was a critical oversight. Hackers discovered this digital doorway, planning a cyber attack on the casino's data. In the depths of the internet, hackers hunted for vulnerabilities. They found the casino, a digital fortress, and noticed the fish tank. This seemingly insignificant node piqued their interest. They decided to investigate further, sensing a potential backdoor. The hackers began probing the fish tank's defenses. Initial attempts were blocked, but they persisted. They focused on the tank's sensors, searching for weaknesses. A flaw in the temperature sensor's firmware caught their attention. The flaw in the temperature sensor was a gaping hole. Hackers could send commands to the sensor, bypassing security. They crafted an invisible exploit, ready to breach the network. The stage was set for a targeted cyber incursion. The hackers initiated their exploit, bypassing defenses. They gained a foothold in the casino's network. Mapping their surroundings, they planted backdoors. Their ultimate goal, the high roller database. The casino's network was a labyrinth. Hackers moved with caution, avoiding detection. They exploited vulnerabilities, remaining invisible. Their methodical precision outmatched the casino's defenses. Hackers needed intelligence to reach their target. They deployed sniffer programs, analyzing data flow. They identified patterns, routines, and critical systems. Gathering intelligence, they prepared for their move. After days of exploration, hackers found the high roller database. It contained valuable personal information of the casino's clientele. The database was well protected, but the server was vulnerable. Hackers prepared to exploit this weak link. Hackers began extracting data, working quickly and efficiently. They gained root access, initiating a data transfer. Compressing data on the fly, they minimized their presence. Gigabytes of data flowed to their server, a silent battle in cyberspace. Section 5, Ghostly Exit, covering their tracks. With the high roller database safely in their possession, the hackers initiated the final phase of their operation, the exit strategy. They knew that simply disappearing wasn't enough. They needed to cover their tracks to erase any trace of their presence on the casino's network. They began by meticulously deleting their tools and backdoors, erasing any digital footprints they might have left behind. They purged log files, scrubbed system events, and removed any evidence of their presence. Next, they turned their attention to the temperature sensor, their unwitting accomplice in this digital heist. They restored the sensor's firmware to its original state, removing any trace of their modifications. From the outside, the sensor would appear to be functioning normally, its role in the breach undetectable. Finally, they severed their connection, disappearing back into the labyrinthine depths of the internet, leaving behind no trace of their passage, like whispers fading on the wind. The casino's network, seemingly unscathed, continued to hum along, oblivious to the digital treasure that had been stolen from its virtual vault. The hackers, their mission accomplished, had vanished like ghosts, leaving behind a legacy of audacious brilliance and a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that lurk in even the most secure digital fortresses. Section 1. The walls have eyes, early warning signs. The casino, a glittering monument to opulence and chance, hummed with its usual frenetic energy. Gamblers crowded around roulette wheels, their faces illuminated by the flashing lights of slot machines, their hopes and dreams riding on every spin and every hand. But behind the scenes in the dimly lit control rooms and server farms, a different kind of drama was about to unfold. The casino's security team, a seasoned group of cybersecurity professionals, were constantly on guard, their eyes glued to a battery of monitors displaying a dizzying array of data points, logs, and alerts. They were the silent guardians of the casino's digital fortress, ever vigilant for any sign of suspicious activity. On this particular day, amidst the usual ebb and flow of network traffic, a subtle anomaly caught the eye of a seasoned analyst. It wasn't a blaring alarm or a flashing red light, but rather a faint tremor, a slight deviation from the expected patterns. A spike in data egress, originating from an unexpected source, flashed across the screen. It wasn't a large amount of data, not enough to trigger any automated alarms, but it was unusual nonetheless. The analyst, his instincts honed by years of experience, decided to investigate further. He drilled down into the logs, tracing the data flow back to its source. His eyes widened in disbelief as he identified the point of origin, the fish tank. The investigation begins. The analyst, his curiosity piqued, began to retrace the hackers' steps, following the digital breadcrumbs they had left behind. He was now engaged in a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, his adversaries skilled and elusive. He started by examining the logs of the fish tank's systems, searching for any sign of unauthorized access. Next, he moved on to the casino's firewall logs, hoping to find evidence of the hacker's entry point. His efforts were rewarded. He discovered a series of failed login attempts from a foreign IP address. The hackers had been careful, but not careful enough. The analyst was determined to follow the trail to the end. Section 3. The AI detective Darktrace enters the fray. As the investigation deepened and the gravity of the situation became clear, the casino's security team realized they needed outside help. They called in Darktrace, a world-renowned cybersecurity firm specializing in artificial intelligence and threat detection. Darktrace's AI platform, known as the Enterprise Immune System, was designed to think like a human immune system, constantly learning and adapting to new threats. It could sift through vast amounts of data, identifying subtle anomalies and patterns that would be impossible for human analysts to detect. Within hours of being deployed, Darktrace's AI began to paint a clearer picture of the attack. It identified the fish tank as the initial point of entry, confirming the suspicions of the casino's security team. But more importantly, it uncovered a series of lateral movements within the network, revealing the hackers' painstaking efforts to remain undetected. Darktrace's AI revealed that the hackers had used a sophisticated blend of techniques, including custom malware, stolen credentials, and social engineering, to navigate the casino's network. They had moved with stealth and precision, their actions designed to blend in with the normal rhythms of the network. The AI also identified the hackers' ultimate target, the high roller database. It confirmed that the database had been accessed and that a significant amount of data had been exfiltrated. Section 4. The fish tank's silent confession, tracing the source. Darktrace's AI, armed with its advanced algorithms and vast threat intelligence database, was able to pinpoint the exact vulnerability exploited in the fish tank's temperature sensor. It turned out to be a zero-day exploit, a previously unknown flaw in the sensor's firmware. This discovery sent shockwaves through the cybersecurity community. It was a stark reminder that even the most innocuous devices, connected to the internet, could be exploited to gain access to sensitive networks. Armed with this knowledge, Darktrace's team worked with the casino's security team to patch the vulnerability, ensuring that no other devices on the network were susceptible to this particular exploit. The fish tank, once a symbol of luxury and tranquility, had become an unwitting accomplice in a cybercrime. Its silent confession, revealed by the tireless efforts of human analysts and the power of artificial intelligence, had exposed a new and unexpected threat vector in the ever-evolving landscape of cybersecurity. The casino's executive boardroom, usually abuzz with talk of profits and expansion, was shrouded in an uneasy silence. The plush carpets and mahogany tables seemed to absorb the tension that hung thick in the air. The news of the breach had thrown the casino into a state of controlled chaos. The hackers had made off with a treasure trove of sensitive information. The high roller database, the crown jewel of the casino's digital assets, had been compromised. Names, contact information, betting habits, credit card details, all in the hands of unknown perpetrators. The potential fallout was staggering. Reputational damage, lawsuits, regulatory fines, the list seemed endless. The casino, built on discretion and trust, was facing a crisis of unprecedented proportions. A team of forensic analysts worked around the clock. Their findings were grim. The hackers had been thorough, their methods meticulous. They had covered their tracks well, leaving behind minimal evidence. The question that haunted everyone remained unanswered. What did the hackers plan to do with the stolen data? Would they attempt to extort the casino? Sell the information on the dark web? Use it to target individual high rollers with phishing scams or identity theft? The uncertainty was a heavy weight pressing down on everyone involved. The mystery of the missing hackers. Despite the best efforts of the casino's security team and law enforcement agencies, the perpetrators of the fish tank heist vanished without a trace. They were ghosts in the digital machine, their identities shrouded in anonymity. The investigation yielded few clues. The hackers used a sophisticated network of VPNs, proxy servers, and burner accounts. Their digital footprints erased with each step they took. Speculation ran rampant in the cybersecurity community. Some whispered of a state-sponsored attack, others suspected a criminal syndicate, and some believed it to be the work of hacktivists. The hackers had not attempted to extort the casino, nor had they publicly released any of the stolen data. The case became a chilling legend in cybersecurity, a cautionary tale whispered in security conferences and boardrooms. A stark reminder that in the interconnected world, no system is truly secure. The fish tank heist served as a wake-up call for the cybersecurity community. It exposed a fundamental flaw in our approach to digital security. For too long, the focus was on building higher walls and complex passwords. The heist showed that true security requires a shift in perspective. We must understand the interconnected nature of our digital world. The Internet of Things has created a vast attack surface. Each connected device can be an entry point for malicious actors. The heist highlighted the need for a holistic approach to cybersecurity. Organizations must adopt a zero-trust security model. Education and awareness are critical. Everyone in an organization must be aware of cyber threats. Security is a journey, a constant process of adaptation and evolution. Section 1. The Internet of Things, a Pandora's box of vulnerabilities. The audacious heist pulled off through a seemingly innocuous fish tank exposed a critical vulnerability in our increasingly interconnected world, the often overlooked security risks associated with the Internet of Things. These devices, from smart refrigerators and thermostats to industrial sensors and medical equipment, are woven into the fabric of our lives, offering unprecedented convenience and efficiency. Yet this convenience comes at a price. Many IoT devices are designed with functionality as the primary focus, leaving security as an afterthought. Default passwords, outdated software, and a lack of basic security features are alarmingly common, making them easy targets for cybercriminals. The casino's high-tech fish tank, intended to enhance the ambience and provide a touch of luxury, became a digital Trojan horse, allowing hackers to slip past sophisticated security measures and gain access to the heart of the casino's network. This seemingly isolated incident serves as a stark reminder that any device connected to a network, no matter how innocuous it may appear, can be a potential entry point for malicious actors. The proliferation of IoT devices, projected to reach tens of billions in the coming years, presents an ever-expanding attack surface for cybercriminals. This interconnected web of devices, often lacking even basic security hygiene, represents a goldmine of opportunity for those seeking to disrupt, steal, or cause harm. Section 2. Staying ahead of the tide, cybersecurity in the age of interconnectivity. The fish tank heist underscores the need for a paradigm shift in how we approach cybersecurity. Traditional perimeter-based defenses focused on building higher walls and stronger firewalls are no longer sufficient in an era where the perimeter itself is becoming increasingly porous. A multi-layered approach encompassing technology, people, and processes is essential to mitigate the evolving threat landscape. Organizations must adopt a zero-trust model, assuming that every device and user is potentially hostile until proven otherwise. This requires implementing strong authentication mechanisms, segmenting networks to limit the blast radius of potential breaches, and continuously monitoring for suspicious activity. Equally important is the need to prioritize security from the outset. Manufacturers of IoT devices must embed security features throughout the design and development process, moving away from the current practice of bolting on security as an afterthought. Consumers, too, have a critical role to play. By understanding the risks associated with IoT devices, practicing good security hygiene, and demanding better security from manufacturers, they can help create a more secure digital ecosystem. Cybersecurity is not a one-time fix, but an ongoing process of adaptation and evolution. As technology advances and the threat landscape evolves, so too must our defenses. The fish tank heist, a cautionary tale of interconnectedness and vulnerability, serves as a stark reminder that in the digital age, vigilance is not optional, it is essential.